This video will go over the eQAPP Setup tool, PAL Associations tab. The tab allows the project action limits that were entered for the project on the PALs tab to be associated with the methods for the project. Doing so automatically updates the PALs and Project Quantitation Limit Goals, PQGs, on the Analyte Limits tab, based on the rules that were established earlier in the eQAPP setup. Go to Tools, Data, eQAPP Setup. Select your project, then go to the PAL Associations tab. For information about the preceding tabs, please refer to our eQAPP Tutorials playlist, linked in the description. Here, you can associate your project action limits, PALs, with your methods. When you do so, the system automatically updates the PAL for each analyte and updates the PQGs on the next tab. Let's take a peek at the Analyte Limits tab to see what will be updated. Choose SW6010C, aqueous. The PAL source, PAL value, and project quant goal columns are currently blank. Once we start associating our PALs, we will see these columns update in real time. Note that if you choose not to associate your PALs with your methods on the PAL Associations tab, you can instead manually associate a PAL with each analyte here. This will work as long as the units of the PAL match the units of the method. Later in this video, we will go over how to associate PALs to methods when their units do not match. Let's go back to the PAL Associations tab. The filter in the upper left allows us to choose a specific matrix. Let's choose aqueous in order to focus on only the methods and PALs that have an aqueous matrix available. In the lower left, we can see the rules that were set up for this matrix on the PALs tab. If we needed to update these rules, we could go back to the PALs tab to make corrections before proceeding on this tab. If we associate multiple PALs with a method, they will be applied by selected priority. We could go to the PALs tab to see how they are prioritized. Additionally, associating a PAL to a method will update the PQG based on the rules we set, in this case to 1/3 of the PAL value. Let's choose the tap water PAL in the left-hand column. Click on the names of the methods it applies to on the right. In this case, SW6010C and SW6020A. Note that highlighting the name of the methods selects them. Do not check the box. The checkbox is there to indicate that the association is complete. Click the Associate button in the middle. A pop-up tells us what will happen next. It warns us that if we had done any prior associating, including by hand, then the PAL source, limit, and PQG information will be overwritten and populated according to the rules that we set in the PALs tab. Remember that we can review those rules here in the bottom left. Additionally, it explains what would happen if we had selected the Do Not Update Project Quant Goals option. In our case, everything is looking good, so we will click OK. A pop-up tells us that the association was successful and tells us how many records were associated. Click OK. Now, the checkbox is checked to indicate that those methods are associated with that PAL. If we select just one method, checkboxes will also show which PALs are associated with that method. Next, we'll associate the Los Alamos PAL with the SW6010C method. We see a pop-up telling us that the units for the selected PAL do not match the units for the selected method. If we wanted to update the units for our method, we could go back to the Matrix tab to update them. Alternatively, we are given an option to convert the PAL's units. Since 1 milligram equals 1,000 micrograms, we will enter a conversion factor of 1,000. The new value box allows us to double-check that we've entered the conversion correctly. Click Update PAL Value and Units. Once the units are converted, the PAL will list mixed units. We can now associate it to the method by selecting the PAL and the method and clicking Associate again. The checkbox will be checked to indicate that the PAL and method are associated. Let's take another look at the Analyte Limits tab. Once again, we will choose method SW6010C, aqueous. We can see that these analytes now have PALs associated with them. Just like our rules stated, the PQGs are set to 1/3 of the PAL values. For more information about this tab, please refer to our eQAPP Analyte Limits tab tutorial video, linked in the description. If you would like to see a summary of your PAL values, you can go to Reports, Environmental Setup Reports, Regulatory Limits. Choose the project, select the tap water limit, and click View Report. Note that the analyte dropdown can be set to All in PALs to show all of the analytes from the selected limits. Alternatively, it can be set to Only in Project to show only the analytes from your project for a more focused list. Alternatively, the Regulatory Limits by Analyte report shows all of the available limits for a given analyte. Let's open it by going to Reports, Environmental Setup Reports, Regulatory Limits by Analyte. Fill out the dropdowns and click View Report. Note that we can use the Highlight Analytes Without PALs option to determine if there are any analytes that do not have a corresponding PAL. On this report, we can see all of the available PALs for the selected analytes, which are separated by matrix. For example, different PALs are available for lead in the aqueous matrix than in the solid matrix. Both of these reports update in real time, so if you update the eQAPP and refresh the report, your update will appear. These reports can be exported to a variety of formats by clicking on the floppy disk icon. Additionally, to see which PALs were chosen for each analyte in your project, you can generate Worksheet 15 by going to Reports, eQAPP Worksheets, Worksheet 15. For more information on generating worksheets from FUDSChem, please refer to our eQAPP Worksheets overview video, linked in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to the FUDSChem YouTube channel for more tutorial videos. All of the tutorials and playlists mentioned during this video are linked in the description below. Lastly, if you have questions or comments, feel free to contact us at fuds.support@synectics.net. Thank you.